on forward. And let's hit that plank position. Shift forward into your toes. Belly button is strong. Shoulders are back. Chin is open. Tailbone is tucked. Quads are squeezed. We're going to lower down nice and slow into a tricep push-up. You can also drop to your knees here. Lower the hips to the mat. Feet go flat on the floor, and then I want you to push up into just a little baby cobra here. Come back down. I'm gonna do a little bit higher this time. Find your range of mobility. All right, let's push back into a push-up, or excuse me, a child's pose. Stretch through those shoulders. And then we're gonna shift forward and lower down, tricep push-up. Into that up dog. Flow back into child's pose. Let's do that one more time. Round through that spine. Lower down. Elbows skim the sides of the body. Push it up. Reverse child's pose. Sit into those hips. Stretch through those shoulders. Roll forward. Lower down. Now from knees or toes here, we are going to push up, tricep push up. And I want you to bring your right knee to your left elbow. Shift forward. Left knee, right elbow. Little hold there. We're going to do it once more on each side. Walk it on back. Separate those feet about hip width. Little hamstring forward fold. I want you to lift up using your core. Hands go behind the head, soft bend in those knees, and I want you to sit into that squat. Hands can be here, here, hinge back forward, core is engaged, belly button is pulled in, sit again. And forward. And back, push up. We're gonna run through that again. Might change it up a little bit this time. Deep breath, flow forward, walk it on out, lower down. This time you have the option. Stick with what we did last time where you stay on your knees, or make it a little bit more challenging. Tuck your toes, push up, and this will become a down dog instead of a child's pose. So reaching those heels towards the ground. Let's roll forward. Cross-body knees, knee to elbow, and back, knee to elbow. And again, if you were just on your knees, that's fine, just pop on up. Join me here for the plank. All right, lower down. Push up. Tuck your toes, roll it through. Shift forward. Plank. Breathe. Last one. Separate those feet, hip width. Walk the hands. Lift up through the core. Have a seat. Again, you've got your arm choices. They could be down, 2, 3. Squeeze your glutes, hinge forward. Squeeze those glutes like crazy right here. Sit. Working on that overhead mobility here. Forward. Hip hinge. We need that to get through life. Bending over, getting things off the floor. Push on up. And let's head into the next circuit. We are gonna roll on back one vertebrae at a time. I'm gonna close my eyes. It's a little bit bright. I want you to pull up on that pelvic floor. Use your breath, brace, connect to the ground. Knees are gonna lift to tabletop, as are our arms, and we're gonna start with that tabletop resistance that we have done, and we're just gonna push. Breathe and push, pull that belly button all the way in. Start to heat up through that core. If you'd like to, you can lift the head and chest. If it's too much on your neck, stay right here. 3, 2, 1. Arms extend straight up. Let's do a dead bug. So right arm and left leg, squeeze that left glute. Reach overhead, reach long, pull back to center. Reach opposite side, left arm, right foot, squeeze the glute of the extended leg, back to center. Couple of things I want you to take note of. Is your belly pulling in towards your spine, or is it puffing out like a Santa belly? The other thing I would like you to look at is where are your knees coming to. If they're coming in here, this is cheating. This is harder, so keep them out at 90 degrees. Keep them nice and strong. One more on each side. All right, from here, both hands are gonna go behind our head. Lift, crunch through that upper body. We're gonna crunch up, release, up, release. So pulling in on the belly button, in and down, every single time we lift up. I think I maybe should have went with sunglasses today. The clouds threw me for a loop. I didn't realize how bright it was. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Pulse 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Feet to the sky. Lift up, lower down, up, lower down. Relax that head into your hands. Starting to feel the upper abs light up. 2 more, and we're gonna pulse. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Back to tabletop. Let's bicycle out those knees. I want you to go nice and slow. Feel that full rotation right there. Just like dead bug, we're just adding some thoracic mobility in there, which we warmed up with. So we're just putting things together that we have already done. Squeeze that butt cheek of the extended leg. One more on each side, please. Lower those feet down. Roll on up one vertebrae at a time. And let's go ahead and get into a little bit of hip work here. So I'm gonna set up with a 90-degree angle in this front one, 90-degree bend in the back. My fingers are gonna tent forward. And what I'm gonna do is lean forward, feel that stretch right through this glute. And up. And a couple more here. Listen to your body. How far can you go? If you're really warm, maybe you can get almost all the way down to your chest. One more. We're gonna do some windshield wiper legs here. So rotating from side to side. So from where I'm at now, I'm going to place my hands behind me without trying to lean back too much. Roll right into the other side. Bring it back.
I'm kind of rolling downhill a little bit, so hopefully you're a little bit more stable than I am. We're gonna do one more of these. I'm gonna end up facing away from you on this one. We're gonna tent those fingers, my legs are set up, and we're gonna lean, stretch through the glute on the other side and back. Apologize for my back view here. Just wanted to keep the flow going, but I will not apologize for this amazing view that I now get to look at. If that doesn't put you in a good mood, then I don't know what does. Let's do one more. Let's windshield wiper those legs from side to side. Forward. And back. We'll do one more of each. And last one here. Then we're gonna turn it on over. And let's just do a little bit of a quad stretch and some hip flexors. So we're gonna lean forward. I've got 90 degrees in my front leg, and I'm gonna shift forward till I feel that on the hip flexor on this back side of mine. Deep breath overhead. Let's reach through the obliques, that side body. Pull the shoulder down and back and reach up and over. As you take deep breaths, go into the stretch just a little farther. Hands are going to come down. And I'm going to take my right hand, the one closest to my foot, reach it behind me. Opposite leg, that back leg is going to reach towards the top of my foot. Open up through that chest, stretching through that quad. If this is too much, you can always do a standing quad stretch. Gently release. We're going to frame that front foot, stretching through the hamstring. So double check, you might have gotten a little cockeyed. Square your body back off. Reach, and then let's pull those toes up. Sit a little deeper. I want you to think about having a flat back here, pulling that belly button in so we're not all rounded over. We're not dumping. We never want to be dumping. All right, carefully swing that leg back through. Let's repeat on the other side. Shift forward. Stretching through that hip flexor. Deep breath up. Lean just slightly. I felt my knee caving in just a little bit. Open that back up if that happened to you. Let's bring both hands down. The one closest to that foot is going to reach behind me. Bend that leg, stretch that quad, open the chest, lift the chin. Now there's a little boat going by. I don't know if you can see it way out there. It's probably at least 5 miles out. Gently release. And then let's frame that foot. Again, square off those hips, flat back, hamstring stretch. Pull those toes up. Stretch. All right, stand it up. We're just gonna let's do a couple of hip mobility drills. Opening, circling all the way through. Using the core, slightly hinging forward. opening through the hips, turning around. Okay, we're gonna do a little hamstring walk. So I want you to pull the heel as close as you can to the butt, shift forward and tuck the pelvis. This is nice and strong. You should feel, as you hold and push back, that little bite right there in your hamstring and glute. That's what I want you to feel. One more. We're gonna do some toe rolls. So you're gonna roll all the way through that back foot onto those toes, catch, step all the way through and push. I'm doing these nice and slow today. Probably cringing a little bit. I've got some stiff spots in my toes. It's still really early in the morning for me. So this helps wake up my feet. You'll notice my body is slightly hinged forward. These are some of my favorites for working the range of motion through my feet. Especially, let's turn around and do it one more time because it feels so good. Especially since I was walking in sand all day yesterday and will be again today. These just really help stretch out the feet. You can get a little balance here. 2 more. Last one. Come on back and let's end on a balance challenge. Okay, I'm gonna try to find a little sweet spot here. Okay, if you wanna have one toe down, that's okay. Otherwise, make it a little more challenging. Lift the knee, tuck the tailbone underneath, pull in, brace that core, and let's hold. Wanna make it more challenging yet, I dare you to close your eyes. I know you're thinking, okay, what does that do? Woo, hello. You can always set that foot down if you need to. It shuts off one balance system. So our visual system has now been shut off. And our body slowly is now just singularly relying on our vestibular system, which is in our ear, lower down, switch feet, which is so much more challenging. So pick your level here and make it as hard as you need to be. Now, why is this important? I'm closing my eyes again. If you're closing yours, it's a good thing you can't see me, but I am wobbling, and that's fine. It forces me to grab my core a little bit more. But if you ever have to get up in the middle of the night, and let's say you trip over a slipper, and you can't see, this is gonna help you grab your balance, so possibly you don't injure yourself and roll an ankle in the middle of the night. All right, deep breath overhead. I wish you guys could see what I'm looking at right now. It's a very interesting view. We've got a bunch of military training going on here. One more. Have an absolutely amazing day.